mind is okay. She off your mind. What is the sound like me?
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk through to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go summer us, call them hate speech. But fear not, Maiyegun don't come. Him go torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we laugh, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun diary politico, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. This one not the off in mind, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. And in the touchlight every corner, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai, them be promise us say we go get light and power. Nah. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over naira. See them talk say make we off mind, but thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun diary politico, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. This one not the off in mind, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that Maiyegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say Maiyegun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day, then they take money in bulk. Woman picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say, make we no talk. But thank God say, Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make you shout, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun diary politico, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. This man not the off in mind, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo.
Hello there.
Maiyegun làwa mọ̀, làmọ̀ dódódódó. Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one. Maiyegun làwa mọ̀, làmọ̀ dódódódó. Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun.
Thank you so much for joining me from wherever you are watching from. This is Maiyegun live, right? Good morning to you. Good afternoon to you. Good evening to you from wherever you are watching from. Share the broadcast. Invite your friends. Invite your not so friendly friends. Tell them Maiyegun today.
Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Maiyegun diary.
Thank you.
Bó bá ṣe eré, àní Maiyegun máa wí. Maiyegun diary. Ó sì tún ṣe eré, wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Maiyegun diary. Maiyegun diary, diary politico. Maiyegun diary.
So, in the last couple of weeks, I have my platforms, YouTube, Facebook, they have been facing serious, kind of cuts down in the reach. So many of you don't receive any notification whenever Maiyegun is live anymore, either on Facebook or YouTube. So if you want to take a moment, check if you indeed, if you still like the page, or if you still subscribe onto Maiyegun's Diary Political on YouTube, just before we continue. Tell them. Tell them.
Lórí Facebook.
Daniel Alagolu.
Lórí YouTube. And yes, we like oh, Mama, they will and yes, we like Lijo Ibadi, and yes, we like
I'm sharing the broadcast. You should share the broadcast as well.
And yes, we like
Good morning, afternoon. Thank you. Good morning to you, good afternoon to you, good evening to you from wherever you are watching from all over the world and the time you are watching out as well. So thank you very much for joining me. If you have taken your time to read the caption of this broadcast and the description as well, you would probably, it will be easier for you to follow this conversation, okay? It's a lot of things I'm going to talk about, and if time permits us, we will take calls, okay? But if time doesn't, we'll do that some other time. I've got, lovely stuff to discuss with you today, but starting with what happened in Enugu. Just this week alone, there's a report, 2 incidents, big one, of the action of the Fulani terrorists in Nigeria. Just 2 days ago, the Attorney General of Nigeria, which is Abubakar Malami, he said they were now ready to proscribe Fulani bandits as terrorists. And Buhari reiterated saying that they are now going to be treated as terrorists. And a day after that, they got clearance from the American government to start using the weapons they gave to them or they bought to fight the terrorists. However, we figured out that the act of proscribing the Fulani terrorists is only, their act and action is only limited to northern Nigeria. Whatever atrocities they commit in southern Nigeria, they will get away with it, same way they've been getting away with so many that make this a serious issue that it is today. So something happened this week. A lot happened. More than 400 human beings lost their lives. And this happened in Zamfara, where over 200 people were killed. It's called the bloodbath. I mean, where children, women were slaughtered, massacred. Same thing happened in Enugu. There's actually an eyewitness. I will share that with you very soon. Bloodbath. More than 4 communities attacked by Fulani armed terrorists. According to the eyewitness, he said so many people were killed while they were managing to run away into the farm. Enugu is meant to be the capital of eastern Nigeria. I mean, literally. However, this happened. In fact, we should start on that foundation. First, I'm going to read this back to you, okay, from what happened in Enugu, or in fact, let's do it this way. Let's hear from the eyewitness first. The credit for this video goes to the Punch newspaper, so they own the right to this video that we are using for the educational purposes right now. Watch this. Now, I don't think I would probably have said it better. And for those of you who listened to, or some of you who have actually listened to that interview, that video before, the reason why I decided to use it tonight is that explains every time that people raise alarm of being attacked by the Fulani armed terrorists. There is no part of Nigeria that is safe. No single part. You can't say, oh, and this was what Nnamdi Kanu was encouraging the political class in eastern Nigeria to do just same thing they are currently doing in some part of northern Nigeria, fighting these terrorists in their own way, local vigilantes. Nnamdi Kanu brought the idea of Eastern Security Network. The Igbo governors brought Ebubeagu. And then the job of Ebubeagu was to go after the Eastern Security Network of IPOB. And you know the story. Now, the communities, when the ESN came in December 2020, within a space of 2-3 months, they were able to chase some of these criminals out of their hideout in Igbo land. And we saw the videos. This was what triggered them to what is now known as unknown gunmen in eastern Nigeria. But there's something left out. After they collaborated in getting Nnamdi Kanu kidnapped for Buhari, they left the people vulnerable. What that man said or shared with you, how is that different from some of the things I have told you based on some of the videos, interviews I've actually listened to on incidents and happenings, killings of these criminals? But they are proscribed in Nigeria as a terrorist organization. Now they say, but it's only in northern Nigeria. In northern Nigeria, they allow people to come together to form their own local vigilantes and protect their own communities where Nigerian police, Nigerian military are completely absent. That is allowed in northern Nigeria. Whenever you hear the story of terrorists killing soldiers or killing policemen, they also kill the vigilantes. But in southern Nigeria, where we have the capacity to actually crush these criminals, they decided to play the ethnic card with us when some of you who are politically blinded or who are blinded because of politics are not seeing through. We are not allowed to defend ourselves. In fact, it's a crime. That is why they attempted to kill Oloye Sunday Igboho. That is why they renditioned Nnamdi Kanu and declared him enemy of state. So they were interviewed. Well, before I even get to that, because I'm still coming to part what Buhari had to say about all of this. That's the deeper part of this conversation. More than 200 people were killed in Zamfara state in a single day. According to the story, they said, listen, over 200 persons are said to have been killed in Anka and Bokuyum local government areas of Zamfara state by fleeing bandits, because soldiers are now bombarding them in Zamfara, according to their media, right? So on their way running, they killed over 200 people. They said it was gathered that the bandits who were fleeing as a result of ongoing military operations were trying to leave the state with large numbers of animals when they attacked some villages in the local in 2 local government areas, killing over 200 people in the process. Listen to this. Fulani bandits that you are not allowed to call Fulani bandits in southern Nigeria, and you'll be labeled enemy of state. These are the terrorists that are running. According to this story, they are running away from the Nigerian military, bombarding them since they are now terrorists. But guess what they are running away with? They didn't call them cows. They said a lot of animals. Guess what? They were running away with cows, according to these people. Now, they got to a place, these 2 local government areas, where vigilantes were. And the next thing that happened was they challenged them. In the process of, you challenging us with our animals, they killed over 200 of them. So they said an indigene of the area who gave his name as Muhammad Krufa said he was in his village when the bandits arrived. Krufa said they came with over 3,000 cattle and were trying to leave the state when members of a vigilante group tried to engage them in a gun battle. He stated when they were seen approaching, in quotes, when they were seen approaching the village, the vigilante group members came out to defend the people of the village, but they were overpowered by the bandits who were moving in large numbers. They killed many of the vigilante group members and also set the village on fire. and killed many people, mostly women and children, right? Over 200. The other neighboring village or villages of Rafindaya, Barayazaki, and Rafingero or Jero were also attacked at the same time, and it was discovered that more than 200 persons lost their lives in all. So they now ask Buhari, how did Buhari feel after 7 years in charge? This is what he had to say in a recent interview.
Speaking to the NTA.
Thank you.
Well, I'm just thinking to start off, Excellency, you just clocked 79. How does it feel, especially bearing in mind that you have enormous responsibilities on your shoulders as president of Nigeria, a rather complex country?
Yes, I think COVID-19 has come to our rescue in the sense that the amount of people that need to see you can't see you, so that really gives you more time. And about my age, yes, I see my colleagues, they are now resting, and I assure you that I'm looking forward to the next 17 months when I too will have to be less busy. The age is telling on me. Working now for 6, 7, 8 hours a day, flat in the office, is no joke. The questions of executive council, memos from as many states as possible to be considered virtually every week. So really it is it's a lot of hard work. But as I said, I ask for it and I cannot complain.
So, Mr. President, would that be the reason why, as you marked your 79th birthday, you said you were looking forward, you can't wait to hand over in 2023 and retire to your farm? Why is that?
Yes, because, look, as you know, I have been a governor. I have been a minister. And I'm in my second term as president. So I have gone through all the system. And really, what else can I do for this country? I have given my best, and I hope after I leave, Nigerians will reflect and at least not show appreciation. I'm not expecting any appreciation, but what I'm expecting is for Nigerians to say, yes, this man has done his best. That's the most I'm expecting from Nigerians. But it's no joke, I'm telling you. Look at what the problem we are having in the southeast now. How many police stations were taken over, weapons missing? We closed the border with Benin, we closed the border with Niger, but we have to accept the reality that the weapons are coming from our own armories. Police stations are being attacked and so on. So our main problem is, I hope I will leave a more secure Nigeria than what it is now.
You hope. Some said he's talking off point. I mean, I've told you, right? Sometimes it is better not to hear from him at all, right? Than to hear from him because, and then further add to your depression. Or you will need a very strong mental health, yeah, to continue to be interested in listening to Buhari. Is always off points, yeah. They were talking about his leaving office. And then he quickly dashed to look at what is going on in the southeast, right? When he was having that interview, that was when over 200 people were meeting their death in the hand of the terrorists in Zamfara. That is when unknown number of people. So far, they said they've got 5 bodies of those they killed just in the current attack in Enugu, right? And same thing in all over the place, by the way, right? And it's so unfortunate, okay? It's so unfortunate that Nigerians are just statistics to these guys, okay? And he was also saying something. When I say Nigerians are just statistics, you know what I mean? 200 people, over 200. We are talking about human beings. Imagine if they come to a community and they just take 200 people and they kill them. Are you just going to say over 200 people? Because they have turned Nigerians to statistics. You will never get all the names. You will never get to meet all their families. You will never get to meet all the survivors. Like for real, to give account of what happened. The victims are left to heal on their own. Most of them never actually heal. So that's why most of the time I tell people that before you become a statistic in Nigeria, before Nigeria happened to you, you better open up. You better open your mind, open your brain. Like, you know what I mean? Get to know what is going on before you drench yourself further in something that is set up to kill you. So Buhari talks off points. It is deliberate. Some who don't believe that he's suffering from the acute dementia, some of them are beginning to believe now. All right? 17 months to go. You would have to deal with that. But he works for 6 hours a day, he said. And it's not a joke. The country is dying, right, under him. It's not a joke to work for 6-7 hours. In one of his interviews, they asked him about Nnamdi Kanu. And guess what he said? Buhari said, Nnamdi Kanu should defend himself in court. Immediately he said that, He also added that he would consider releasing Nnamdi Kanu if Nnamdi Kanu can accept that he is a Nigerian and then promise that he's not going to be abusing Nigeria from abroad. Then he will consider releasing him. It doesn't make any sense, does it? Nigeria has committed a crime because you have an illiterate megad forced on yourselves because of your ignorance, most of it because of your selfishness, ethnic, religious, political, whatever was your excuse then. It was because of your ignorance and most of it's your selfishness. So the megad that you forced on yourself committed a crime, used the name of Nigeria to commit a crime of extraordinary rendition. Then he shot his court. Talking about the first statement. Nnamdi Kanu abused Buhari. Nnamdi Kanu abused Nigeria. And Nnamdi Kanu said Buhari is dead, even though they are not even charging him for that. Surprisingly. But open your court. Let him defend himself, because you would have to defend yourself as well, if indeed you have a legal system that you believe in. But Buhari doesn't believe in any legal system. It doesn't. You know what I'm talking about? That's why maybe wherever people finally figured out on how to possibly pay him back, which I love the response of one of the barristers to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu after that interview. You accuse somebody of something. This is how it's going on, yeah? The Buhari's government, which has lost their legitimacy from the moment that they turned their guns on their citizens and murdered them and then denied them, to me, they've become an illegitimate government, okay? So Buhari's, what's that? Just a sec. Buhari's government said they were looking for Nnamdi Kanu for years, for whatever crime they said he committed. Now they have him, okay? The case is no longer about whatever crime Nnamdi Kanu committed or they said they've committed, because Buhari's government has made sure that there are those who will tell you what is a crime and what is not. Okay? So asking for a referendum is a crime, but mass kidnapping and killings of innocent people, which we witness every day, it's not really a crime that, it's pardonable, especially if the committer decided to repent. So they choose what is criminal, and then they choose how big the crime will be in their own book, even if it doesn't make any sense. But kidnapping Nnamdi Kanu has now opened a different chapter to what could have been a one-man show if to say they had Nnamdi Kanu in Nigeria. Now, it's an open case. Open your court. As Kenya, they go court with the barristers to Nnamdi Kanu. So is Nigeria will be, as you take Nnamdi Kanu to court, he is also taking Nigeria to court for the crimes they've committed, suing them separately, just like what Oluye Sunday Igboho did. Nigeria committed a crime under Buhari when they unleashed armed assassins to go and kill him for a crime he didn't commit. Now, by so doing, they then decide to go to court to declare Oluye Sunday Igboho wanted. What happened? Oluye Sunday Igboho also took them to court, sued them for violating his own fundamental human rights. Now, it's an open case that Buhari is sitting down to say if Nnamdi Kanu can accept that he's a Nigerian, then he's going to release him. If you also promise him that he's not going to abuse him. You see, the whole thing here is this, right? Whatever Buhari, because number one thing is, somebody said, we will hold you responsible for your action. And that's what the barrister to Nnamdi Kanu said. And that is meaningful. Because when Buhari was granting an interview, after all those rubbish he said in that interview, right? Because I'm just picking them one after the others, they affect what I'm talking about. In one of those interviews, where Buhari himself was, in fact, I have a video of that just before I even talk more on it. Give me a sec. They were asking him about his fight on corruption. Among other jargons, he said, okay, then I picked this. Let me share that with you.
Nigerians ask, is the government capable of solving this problem before handing over in 2023?
Yes. The government is capable and is going to do it because members of the security, the armed forces and other law enforcement agents, their own security depends on one Nigeria. So no matter when people are selfish, it's their self first. So even for their own selves, they better stabilize Nigeria, and I believe they will do it. I know we are short of resources. For example, dealing with the militants, if people bother to reflect on how we find the northeast and south, and how much progress we have made, and acquiring helicopters, aircraft, their maintenance, their ammunition, armored cars, to counter effectively the bandits. They cost money and they cost time for training and adaptation.
Let's look at another part of your government's program. Security is just one aspect. The fight against corruption, you spoke a lot about that when you were coming into office. Now, it would seem that with the coming on board of new headship of the EFCC, the fight against corruption has been revamped. How would you rate it for now?
Well, the problem of corruption is a continuous one for a developing country like Nigeria. People have to except living within their means. As long as people try to live outside their means, so long as corruption will be with us. And the best way is firmness by departments, by ministries, and especially by states. Now look at the local governments. The local government in this country, the third tier of government, are getting less and less effective. And they are supposed to be the most effective because they deal with from the bottom upwards, especially in terms of education, healthcare, which is the basic things for the majority of Nigerians. Educating the people or the children, and the healthcare for families and so on. So Nigeria.
Sorry, I am actually laughing when I'm listening to that, honestly, you know.
Then Nigeria president now photo, everybody go snap photo with her. Say our president they snap photo with the Bishop of Archbishop of Canterbury. Hey, snap photo with the Rogers. Hey, snap photo with this one. Now president now photo on a vote. Your president is now a picture. Photo, not be juju be that. Not be when our fathers die for a dollar and we they care for them, keep them for house, they pour libation. You lose na prayer and say, Moko Buhari boy, you lose Buhari prayer. Ororu sada, do no ruler. Shitombo arebofu.
Arembofu. I like that part. So Buhari has committed a crime that he will be held responsible for at a certain time, even though if you have all kind of begin to pay attention, because I told you that 2022 is going to be the political year, and don't let that moment be lost on you, okay? You are going to see a means of desperation. Now, everything seems to be in order. Like, for example, according to the feelers, right? The shocker that is likely going to shock many of you when that year, your 2023 is close enough and you're going to get that shock in this 2022. And it is actually a way of saying, let's find a way out, whatever will work, whatever will give us a safety. Because Buhari and gang, they are not escaping anything. Even outside that power, when they no longer have that power, right? That's exactly the time they will be more vulnerable. So they want to have something more safeguarding. So they said they are now approaching Goodluck Jonathan. Surprisingly, just like that of Oshibajo, right? Goodluck Jonathan's campaign team has started popping up in Abuja. And guess who they are? They are Northerners. When you look at those who are championing for Oshibade, Ikene Shatabandu, they are Northerners. But well, when you see those who are also championing for Tifnumbu, the Jaga bandits, the Jaga addicts, the Ashiwaju Awagberu of Lagos, they are mostly as well Northerners, apart from the Lagos Abobakus and some of these Oshogbo Alimajiris and the rest of them, right? But the point here is this: the whole game goes to them as we speak. So the rumor of Goodluck Jonathan's option shouldn't shock some of you, because it's so confusing when they said, oh, is he going to have to cross to APC? Wherever. All right? But the bottom line is this: those who hold that power now, they know what they have done. And apart from those who are the lily-livered representatives of different ethnic nationalities in Nigeria, who are part and parcel of this rot right now, yeah, save for those lily-livered, what do you call it, that are actually shielding them, yeah, they know that if the power should slide away, that may be the end of Nigeria somehow. So they needed something solid, something they can easily pull back, something that doesn't take power away from them. And who are those who fit into that? If you look into the characters of Buhari and gang, you will see Jonathan. You will see your man, Ikene Shatabandu, fake Pastor Ruga, which many people are already falling for. I told you, even those who will tell you that they hate APC, they hate this or that. The reason they hated APC, most of them do that are Yorubazo. The reason why they hated APC was because it didn't turn out the way they thought it would turn out. Their star boy, the fake Pastor Ruga, ended up as a flop. So somehow, what they were telling themselves in 2015, because you don't know why, some of them knows that Buhari is a failure, is a total misfit. They knew. But they selfishly, some of them are watching me right now, they would disagree, but they selfishly promoted APC, Egbekegbe, because of this Ikene Shatabandu fake Pastor Ruga, the Agbowoni Baba Oja. Now they are already doing it anyway. They are already writing nice stuff, nice things like, oh, Shimbade is this, or I prefer him. He is the reason why I actually supported APC in the first place. Blah, 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 jargons. Look at me very well. However it plays out, yeah? Just know one thing. Do not be part of those, they are the gullible ones that they are going to begin to give those false hope to. You see this criminal and the crimes they have committed, the genocide, the murder, the massacre they've committed, people, they document them. They have there are people that are documenting them. I have here, if you go on if you go online right now, right, and you search for the genocide in Southern Kaduna, there's a big report, over 400 pages report, a PDF, what do you call it, link on social media. Online, you can find that there, and you see every atrocity committed by these criminals, shielded until this time. So we're talking about living a legacy. Do you see these guys living a safe Nigeria? This is the election year. Now, this is the ridiculous part of it, yeah? As many of you are currently encouraging yourselves, and some are saying, why don't you come back home? I was reading somewhere where somebody was like, why don't you come back home and then, do all these things you are saying? And I'm like, listen, it is not a rocket science. When you know the characters, the types of Nigerians you are dealing with, right? There is no point in going into any kind of free fall with them. Showore lives a very comfortable life in America, a very comfortable one. He is a guy who has never in any way sat where they are discussing your budget. He's never sat where they are signing any of your check. He's never sat anywhere where they are approving any of your contracts or any of your policies, any of your laws, or any of those things that impacted in your lives since these guys came on board. Showore left those comforts and he came back to Nigeria. He didn't just come back. He encouraged Nigerians all over the world to believe that if young people who makes up over 72% or 75% of the population, if they can at least realize that their future is not in the hands of all these septuagenarians, all these old dogs who are obsolete in their own way. Your destiny is not in their hands, it's in your own hands. And until you take it back from them, you mocked him because he didn't have enough money to fly private jet, to probably flow money here and there and the rest of that. You laughed at him. In fact, you mocked the fact that he didn't even make a significant presence in your election. Then your new election is coming again. Guess what? Many of you are already gearing towards your old hag criminals. So why are you asking people to come back? To come back and do what? And watch you further destroy yourselves and turn around and ask, why don't you come back and change it? It's a circle. When they said that over 80% of Nigerians have mental problem, of course, how can you be living in a country led by these criminals who have the mindset, right, to do this to women, to children, to their own citizens, the vulnerable, the weak, right? And they go to bed every now and then without any kind of remorse. And every 4 years, what do? They wash and rinse and dry, wash, rinse and dry again. The same technique. So somebody said, why do you then have to waste your time on participating in an election that will be rigged by thugs, armed thugs, and then they will rig it, write the results, and guess who are those who are going to announce the results? Professors, university professors. They will be the ones to announce the results. Now they have all these things worked out to give credibility to them. And once they give that validation to that fraud, you wait another 4 years. 4 years of your life. I mean, think about that. People die every day, and the country they are living for you is a country that could take your life anytime, right? These guys are not concerned about what kind of country are we actually trying to lead? What kind of healing are we actually going to introduce? None of these are going to be in the offing. I mean, in their book, right? So they will continue to abuse your rights, continue to trample upon them, and the young people who mocked Showore, the young people who laughed at Showore, who mocked him at the time, yeah, today, after they have destroyed what they can destroy in your life, some of you may not realize it yet, but you'll find it out later. For those who are still getting their bills paid, their bills are picked by somebody else, you will figure it out later how much damages these guys have done. And when they asked Buhari, do you have a message for the young people in Nigeria now that you are leaving? He said you should go back to farm. Now, go back to farm is a very easy thing to say by this, what do you call it? By this old, obsolete man that you gave your destiny to, or you probably hoping on in a way. I know many of you are not really hoping on them anymore. Buhari himself has told you that you should not expect anything from him. You should just learn how to endure if you will live that long. That is your destiny as we speak. If you will live that long. Buhari said you should go back to farm. Go back to farm to the hands of the awaiting terrorists. Go back to farm to go and use your cutlass and hoes to dig the ground. Go back to farm to go and use your hands to till the ground, and go back to the ancient time. There is nothing to really say, oh yeah, you could go back to farm and start farming. His own son, Yusuf Buhari, he has no job. Only 2 of his daughters actually have jobs, right? 2. One is working with NNPC. The other one is working with one financial, whatever, government agency. The rest of them are jobless. Yusuf, Buhari's son, has no job, has no farm. Well, maybe his father's farm. He's waiting to inherit his father's farm, Buhari's farm. The place he said he's going to retire to. There is nothing to say, oh, this is why the young people choose to go back to farm. Buhari has nothing else to offer you. But you know what? The friends of Buhari, those who told you that Buhari will give you 3 million jobs every year. But guess what? Those who promised you that are now getting ready, warming up to cook the book. Some said they can't deceive me. You haven't seen their messages yet. Just wait for it. For some of us who have the experience of how they work, how their manipulation and the rest of that work, yeah? Wait for their messages that will begin to start coming out soon, right? And you'll begin to ask yourself, are these not the same guys who promised us same thing with this criminal, this old 2 hours a man that said 6 hours is not a joke for him to work in a country that is at war, or let me say that is at war with terrorists that he chose to deal with in his own way. So these same guys are going to come back and start promising you the same thing. We are going to give you security. We are going to work on this and that. We're going to give you jobs. 3 million jobs a year was what they promised you. 3 million jobs a year as a young person. That is not even like bothering you, is it? For 7 years, they should have provided 21 million jobs for you. But guess what? In 7 years, the unemployment in Nigeria jumped from somewhere around 13 million and jumped to over 50. People are actually saying that it's over 80 million of you that are currently unemployed, jobless. That is the legacy of these criminals. Now they're going to offer you recharge card, offer you money, offer you, free bus ride, free train ride, free this, free that, rice, slippers, wrappers, and the rest of that. And many, many of you are going to lose your mind. You're going to watch your parents do it. Unfortunately, some of you know this truth, and you won't be able to confront your parent to tell them, Mommy, this is not right. Are we doing this again? All the things that could curb, and even if you say you love one Nigeria, we can't break Nigeria. It is our country, one Nigeria. You should be bold enough to know that you have been relegated to not even second-class citizen in your own country. As a Yoruba man, as an Igbo man, as an Efik man, Ijaw man, Ishekiri man, or Tifi man, wherever you come from, in any part of, especially Middle Belt and Southern Nigeria, including Northern Nigeria, you will realize that you've been relegated to the back end of the whole thing. And all you have left is a feudalist system that says, just say Rankadede, just say all right, sirs, just praise to it. And that is not the future you should, by any means, be wishing for. And that's the future you have, including your children. Some of you will attempted to Jakpa in 2022. Some of you won't be able to make it to Jakpa. By the end of the day, you are going to get trapped in, and you'll be everywhere condemning those who have managed to push back to this point, especially those who said, why do you have to participate in an election that you know it's already rigged? Why? And they said, well, it's our right and all of that. So, okay, if you have to do that, then have you seen how the system is rigged enough that you have to give that same your vote to the same criminals, and then you hope for something better? How does that make it different from the last choice you made? So all of these are just pointers to say there is no real hope out there, even whatever they are going to come out to promise you this same year. There's what do you call it? Yeah, I'm sorry. I want to listen to this again for what happened in Enugu. I know sometimes it can be, well, it's kind of depressing if you listen to, if you can imagine what it will be like to be caught up where Fulani terrorists are like running amok. Okay, so I caught a comment, especially on my YouTube just there, right, where somebody kept posting and posting, Maiyegun, stop defending DOS and the rest of that. You know what I mean? Again, I'm not going to be dragged, okay, into any of your dirty fight and the rest of that. I've closed my chapter on that. I offered my advice. Some of you loved it. Some of you didn't, but I would never be dragged into that, okay? So again, let's continue, all right? And that person has been kicked out, by the way, all right? I don't want to be dragged. I don't want to be dragged into any of your dirty nonsense, okay? Please don't. And if I probably caught any of you making such a nonsense, allegation and the rest of that, if I do, I'll manage to get you out of here. Probably you are just not interested in being here, okay? I have probably made this clear enough for those who are more concerned about the development. And I've also told you that the Mazi Nnamdi Kanu that I know decided to start the Eastern Security Network for the sake of things like this. And we know those who went after that. And we know why, innocent people have been hunted down by the military, why the terrorists are running amok. So the point here is that just for everybody to know that, you see, the terrorism they are trying to prevent in Eastern Nigeria, that they made you to believe that IPOB is coming for trouble and the rest of that, that insecurity, yeah, apart from the fact that they have been gaslighted for things they didn't do, that insecurity is now challenging the same people, especially the farm settlements in some part of this Eastern Nigeria. The governor said they were starting, they agreed to the ban on open grazing. But that's a joke now because they use most of their energy, their time to decimate the spirit of those who actually meant to chase these criminals away, because they won't even call it the name, the Fulani terrorists. But I hope some of them are living to witness all of this. Same thing happened in Ebonyi, where over 57 people were killed in 2021. And Devulumai, who is always up in arms, hunting down IPOB members that they continue to gaslight. Yeah, he came out and he said he made a deal with them. He made a deal with them that they would never attack any village. They would never attack the people they were providing for them and the rest of that. He said it was sad that they came back to kill people in 3 different villages in the Ebonyi State. So my own is to let you know, for those who buy those lies, to know that they have no base for them, and events like this are not to give any credit to, or to say who is right or who is wrong. It's just to give the credit right to the man who muted the idea, and the idea of we need to provide security for ourselves. We have same in Yoruba land. Oloye Igboho raised the alarm. He raised the alarm that we need to provide, to provide security for ourselves. What did they do to them? They came for them. Our people are the people in Yoruba land, are they not paying the price today? Well, if we manage to see those whose stories makes it to the, to the media, we can use them as an example to let them tell you just same thing that I'll sometimes say here, and they will say, how did you know that? It's because some of these the survivors, the victims, they ended up having to give the detailed experience that they had. So I don't want to be part of any kind of a messy finger pointing and all of that. Okay, please. However, I'm going to also open the line, because I told you that if time permits us, I managed to keep to my own time, my hour, and I think it's up there. Okay, so I'm going to open the line for those who might want to contribute as well. I don't know what well, I don't know what Buhari's plan is when it comes to when they are going to start unleashing the last part of their terror on the rest of you. I'm just like counting the time. I don't know how soon it's going to be, but it will be better for some of you to be consciously ready, because sometimes the spontaneous reaction that will eventually put an end to all of this requires your mental readiness as well. Are you done? Are you tired of this whole nonsense? Are you tired of Nigeria? Do you want to have your own way and all of that? You have to be mentally ready for that. You should never mentally be preparing on the side that you are going to also, maybe, if they give us Jonathan, maybe I can reconsider. There are people who have told me that. Hello.
Hello, Maiyegun.
Hello, sir. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Glad. Sorry, your name and where you're calling from, please.
Good morning. My name is Paul.
Hey, Paul. How are you?
I'm fine. Maiyegun.
Happy New Year. It's been a long time.
Happy New Year.
Prof.
Yeah. Been
Great. You can go on now, Paul. You are live. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, this getting more heavy. Before now, we already discussed on your platform lots of times that you actually give us a clearer view of what we are expecting to happen and the pace at which it will happen. So I'm happy the way it is going. Just like Elder Olaolu said yesterday, that it is not a sprint; it is marathon. But many of us can see now that it is actually happening at a pace which we are happy about, because Buhari is pressing every button that we need, every button that is necessary. The actions of all the other political players, like Tinubu and all that, they are pressing the exact buttons that we need them to press. They are pressing it. So I just want every one of us to just relax and just
and wait it out and see how he's going to play it out.
Yeah. And about my brother that called, I hope he's listening now. I think his name is Daly. He called from Canada yesterday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, where he was discussing about the not sending money home. Because it's a very tricky one. He also understood what he was saying, because if we say we should not send money home, many of us have loved ones there. We have families, we have brothers, we have mothers, fathers.
That's
so
right.
it's a very
tricky one.
Tricky one.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it's a very tricky one to say we should not.
We would want to. We would want to.
You don't imagine.
We would want to. Take care of our family members and what have you. I think, like you said, what you understand what he was trying to say is that these days, so many of us have decided to be a good Samaritan to so many Nigerians, simply because we belong to the same group on WhatsApp, on Facebook, on this or that, reaching out to people that Nigeria has, somehow affected and all that. I think that's the one he said we should cut down or stop, in my opinion, by the way. Mm-hmm.
Actually, maybe it was 5,000 or something like that on your platform, and at the end of the day, what happened? People started
they reported my page. That's what happened, Paul. You remember when we raised, you remember when we raised about 700,000 naira and we're giving 5,000 naira to people and all that. We did that last, and I think it was 2020 December, Christmas money. Remember?
Yeah.
They reported my page. They shut down. They suspended Maiyegun's diary for days. It's crazy.
I remember everything, I remember everything, because I followed everything that particular. So in a way, he's also right, because people back home have also got comfortable in not sending money. It is difficult to say we can't send, but at the same time, we are also giving them this comfort zone. You imagine, just imagine in a whole month, none of us, not single person abroad sends money home. Nigeria will collapse.
Feel it.
This one is not, I'm not it will collapse. I will not feel it. It will collapse, because they are actually the actual things that actually sustains the living. Not the money, the system. There's virtually nothing in the system.
Nothing.
If we can actually access how much comes in from diaspora on a daily basis, I will be shocked. On a daily basis, you will be absolutely shocked.
Thank you, Paul.
Let me give my brothers and sisters more time, so that.
Thank you so much, Paul. And then how is the family, by the way? How is the family?
We are fine. We are fine.
Good one. Then. Take care, man. All right. You have a good one. It's nice talking to you again, Paul.
Yeah.
So I have another caller on the line. Paul was calling from India there. So hello.
Hello, Maiyegun. Good evening.
Hello, sir. Your name?
Yeah, I'm Prince Jejeman, calling from London.
Prince Jejeman. How are you today, Baba?
Yeah, I'm fine, sir. How are you?
I'm very well, thanks. Thanks for asking. So you're alive, Prince. Are you getting ready for your music launch? In April, by the way,
Yes.
You are. And that's one of those liberation songs that are going to make this 2022, by the way, viewers. That's Prince Genjeban. Prince Genjeban there. Please, go on.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, the song by Janjaweed is actually on air at this moment, and it's a song of liberation, which is the song that unveils the ills, the song that makes us to know that Nigeria is a crime scene at this moment. Everyone should be aware of what is going on. Actually, Maiyegun, I'm very angry tonight. That's why I'm calling.
Please.
Because you are one of the, if not the only, most moderate person, blogger on YouTube and on air. For someone to come on air and start accusing you of taking side in DOS and
I deal with that all the
that are
time.
pointing finger. I'm highly, highly annoyed. You know, there's a guy that I did dot head or something like that. I don't know, coconut head. I don't know, something like that. I don't know what his name is. You know, it's madness. It's really madness. And you are the only blogger that everybody are comfortable with. You never take side. So for someone to come on air and start making such an accusation is madness. I've never.
I think some people are not happy that I'm not taking side. You know what I mean? Like I should have, and turn to all this social media big bag. I'm getting old. I'm too matured for all of that nonsense. My message can get passed to you through a normal conversation, right? Then I mean, if I'm angry, I should be angry at those criminals in Nigeria, not ourselves. But we are not all the same, Mr. man. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can see it, and to make it straight, I am a core IPOB member.
I know you are, Prince.
I'm a core IPOB member, and DOS is our pillar. It's like a pillar of a house. If you remove a pillar of a house, the house will collapse instantly. You understand? The house will collapse. So we have no other structure apart from DOS. You understand?
I'm with you.
Nnamdi Kanu never say don't do your own platform or do anything about Biafra. Nnamdi Kanu gives everyone free hand. All we need is Biafra. Anywhere you can campaign. You understand?
And I think that's what you always say to me, by the way. You are like, Maiyegun, I mean, all we want is Biafra. Anything anyone can do, everything everybody can do that can lead us there is welcome. But I don't think that statement is popular these days. If you say that now, they will say maybe you are a sabo. But again, what do I know?
Maiyegun, hold on to what you are. Maiyegun General.
I am Maiyegun, yes.
No, nobody can change you. You right from kitchen. We have been following you right from kitchen. And you have been steadfast. That's the reason why we are following you.
I know.
If you are not steadfast, we will remain on your channel. You understand? No. It's only you that many people are addicted to. As of this
I just want everybody to be at peace, Prince Jejeman, right?
Yes,
I just want everybody to be at peace.
Program,
we've come a long way.
I start sharing your program.
I know we've come a long way to now get to this point, and it's crazy. But again, Prince, thank you so much. Okay, thank you so much for chipping that in tonight.
On a final note, can I make on a final note? We are having on 18th, Nnamdi Kanu court day. We are going to pull down London. We're going to make Boris Johnson and the world know that Nnamdi Kanu is the citizen of UK,
and he is not a criminal. That's right.
So on 18th, we are pulling down London. With protest. So everybody should converge down the street. Thank you very much.
You're so welcome. I think we should begin to promote that. I love that. This is 2022 on the 18th of Tuesday, the 18th of January. As Nnamdi Kanu goes to court in Abuja in Nigeria, the Biafrans and the lovers of Biafra will be gathering up in London, staging a protest in solidarity with the Mazi. I like that. Thank you, Prince. Let me take another call. Okay.
Thank you so
Cheers,
much.
Man.
Thank you. Bye.
Cheers, man.
Yeah, keep it up. Bye.
Cheers. So that is Prince Jejeman, who spoke to us there. A very, a very strong, something we say, conk Biafran. Here in the UK, is that some of you know Prince anyway. Yeah. Hello.
Good evening, Maiyegun.
Good evening. One name.
Happy New Year. It's my first time of calling this year, though.
Oh, that's great. Your name and where you're calling from, if I may ask.
Yeah, Bobby from Amsterdam.
Bobby, I won't forget that.
Yes.
So, Bobby, you're alive.
Yes, Maiyegun, I don't know if it's a question or just what I want to ask is all these our southern candidates, presidential candidates that Hausa people is nominating for us. What are their plans?
My brother, if you ask me, now who I go ask? But if I tell you, sure you go believe. Because it's not hard. It's like you're asking me a rhetorical question. You know the answer. Then you are like, okay, what are they after? I'll let you finish. Continue.
Yeah, because I can still can't figure out why is Hausa people, all the southern candidates, is Hausa people that is nominating them for us. What are they? Didn't they see it as trap? Or they think it's something genuine?
People are not saying. Do you think people are really saying?
That thing is a big trap. Trust me. It can never go. We can never go well because some people can never give this power just like that, just to go after all these things they have committed, after all the atrocities they have dealt with other people.
Mhm.
They think they will just leave this power to Western and go and sleep. It's
I
not
don't think
possible.
so. No.
They probably want to lure these people in and deal with them because they know that these are the mouthpiece of the Southern people, so they can start killing them one by one. I don't know. I just asked a question anyway.
Your question is so legit, yeah, because we haven't really seen. These guys don't really speak for us. Okay, among us, when people have a normal chat, they will say, even if you want to vote for any president, let's just talk. Who you go choose? Like if you have to choose, and then they started giving names, right? Then they say, but from Southern, we say Southern Nigeria. Southern say, okay, don't say Tinubu, don't say Oshibajo, don't say Payosanyim, don't say Peter Obi, don't say this and that. Give us, I say, okay, Kingsley Moralu. That one nothing win. I say, you see? If we take away all the criminals, Nigerians seems to believe that they don't have any choice. And that's actually what it is. They don't have any other choice.
Exactly.
It's unfortunate.
It's quite unfortunate, Maiyegun.
I mean, I'm a Southerner, right? We talk about all this power. We talk about, marginalized, this and that, this. But you just asked me a question now. Like, who, apart from those being nominated by these Northerners, as we have seen so far, yeah? Who in the South, can the Southerners say, Wike, who is supposed to, I won't choose him for a president. I'm just saying, okay? Wike, a governor of Rivers State, he has money, he has madness. And Seyi Makinde, the governor of your state, he has money, he has small craze that is hiding. Now, these two people are not even confident enough, right? To say, come on, let's look for somebody brilliant among us now. We be PDP, let's push. They are pushing for a northern presidency, my brother. So there's nothing for the South. And when you see Southerners jumping up and down, some of them, Natifno, will be their last hope. But you and I know the end game. You said it. It's going to be a waiting game, I believe.
No, but that is what is about to happen.
No choice.
Because you cannot, the Hausas cannot come to choose people for Southerners. If I thought Nigeria has this, which for me I'm not interested. But for it to go this way, then something is fishy. Something serious is about to happen. Believe me. Because if you want to give people space, for example, let the people choose themselves who they want. Not you propagating somebody for them. Tell them it's Jonathan, it's this person, it must be this person. Who are they?
They have messed up with Nigerians' mental health so badly, Bobby. Honestly, some people don't even see it that way. That what they do most of the time is to mess up with their mental health. All these things, confusion, no direction, everything, all this is deliberate, I believe.
But Maiyegun is a deliberate thing because you see Nigeria, that is why before when a Nigerian did something to me, I get offended. But this time I came to study everything. I start nothing when Nigerian will do to me that will get me angry. Because I know that the system has destroyed almost everybody's head. It doesn't matter where you live, because if you live abroad, which you are in exile, you don't have, it's affecting your brain also. If you live inside that they call Nigeria, my man, you're dead. So who will you stand with? It's not people like you, people that try to be on their own and do something different from others. Who will you be
get people thinking? I believe that sometimes if you listen to Nigerians when you are talking to them about these things, my people have told me, they said sometimes they will be like, wait, it be like saying mad. This whole thing I'm complaining or talking about, these guys don't feel it that way. They don't see it that way. Like I'm the only, like I'm only me mad though.
If you argue with a Nigerian, at some point you will take your hand, declare yourself, say you are the one that is brain is not correct.
The blessing I mean get problem. Yeah. Like I see 5 people they here, they are saying the same thing and they are sounding dumb to me. And I'm trying to explain things to them. Oh, maybe like I mean get problem. You'll be going up, and that's what Nigeria does to you.
No. At the end, you will accept that you are the one that is not normal.
You know.
But when you're on your way going, you will realize that these people are not normal. These people you want to have discussion with are not normal people. So the best thing is just avoid them.
Nigeria did us bad though, Bobby. Nigeria did us bad though. If people really know what Nigeria did to them from our childhood, they will never stand to defend Nigeria.
Did to them, Maiyegun, they will fight. They will wake up one day and start eating people alive. Because that country destroy people. Okay, now every Christmas or once in a while now we're giving palliatives to people in Nigeria, for example. But these are the job government.
You know, when you were still in Nigeria, Bobby, when you were still in Nigeria, right? I don't know, maybe you are based in the East or you are based in Lagos. You know, this kind of yearly ritual of mental conditioning that we are all going to the East. We are going to be robbed. If they no rob us, I be say Jesus protected us. There's this mentality. You know, everybody they go East for Christmas, New Year. You know that. And everybody know in their mind that they have to be prepared that they will get robbed and nobody will help them. Do you know those times when you are in Nigeria?
Of course, now.
But it feels normal. It feels normal. People will say, more will travel in convoy to feel safe. That's not normal. Do you get that?
No, Maiyegun, it's not normal. It's not at all, Maiyegun.
Bobby.
If people realize what Nigeria has cost them in their life, believe me, everybody will revolt overnight.
If I did drive, Bobby, if I did drive for road like this, on the motorway here in the UK, if I see any tanker, anything that looks like a tanker behind me, my mind will be like, get away, oh, get away. If he lose control, if he explode, oh, if he begin to pour the content, oh, move away from his back, oh, if we did top E, the motorway can't be like that. I'll be like, oh boy, find your way around this guy. This guy, if he lose control from that place, so they call it PCSD. Nigeria did us bad, Bobby. Honestly, many people don't know.
But Maiyegun, let me tell you one thing again. I went to Nigeria about 2 years ago because I stayed in Europe for a couple of years before I go to Nigeria. So my orientation changed in so many things. So when I get to Nigeria, then I see how things is going. Maiyegun, that is when I know why it's difficult to tell a Nigerian person that stop going to church or stop doing voodoo. He can never understand you because that is you said that came. You will start seeing that you will be seeing God and devil working together. They will just be side by side. So you will see it, but if you stay abroad for a long time and go home, then you will both the way people are crossing highway
with confidence. Then they time up. You see, when I see video of Nigerians crossing the expressway, then I can't be like, are they mad? Is this one mad? Then I realize that they arrested me two times for Onipan, just crossing from Onipan and then Pangrove, because I won't cross the bridge. The bridge now, one kind bridge, we don't almost break. For those who remember that time in Pangrove, right?
I know.
The bridge almost don't empty like that. You go see hole inside bridge, now pan. So I know they cross some and they feel like say go for one day, right? So they arrested me 2 times for trying to kill myself crossing motorway. It's a normal thing to Nigerians. That's what Nigeria does to you.
It's normal thing. Very, very normal.
Bobby, it's been a pleasure talking to you. Honestly, you and I can continue all night.
Have a good New Year. Wish you all the best. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Whatever you wish for this day, you're gonna get it. You're a good man, Maiyegun.
Thanks, man. Thanks so much for that.
You're not sentimental. You don't do things with emotion. You're just there. Anybody that say you don't understand you, then that person is.
I know.
No.
Thanks so much, Bobby.
I hear you.
Thanks, Bobby.
Thanks.
You stay safe, man. All right, and then cheers. Yep. All right. So I have another caller, and we are coming close to that closing time, but not right away. Hello.
Maiyegun.
Yes.
My voice don't open small this night. GG,
and all na GG we go use tonight because I didn't hear you clearly. Oh, say JG or GG tonight. Should we use that?
GG, anymore.
No wahala. Baba, you are live. Everybody is listening to you. How are you?
I'm doing good now. My voice is a bit cool.
Class.
Oh boy. You see, this one where you just download this things, my brother, I feel like saying na angel they carry and come give you. Because all these are our brother. But before we go far, can you imagine what is going on? It's like all these Fulani have been told that Nigeria is going to collapse. I told you, there's no civilian president coming to Nigeria. And it will look like a joke. All finger is pointing to that way. Fulani have their plan. And they will be surprised. Yoruba will be surprised.
JJ, right? They said they declared the Fulani bandits as terrorists. When we read the declaration,
No.
It is for the northern Fulani. You see those ones that are terrorizing us in the south. If you touch them, you are the terrorist.
No, brother. You don't understand what is going on. You've already analyzed them already. That one is a format to please some southern towards election. You see, people have been complaining since all these days that why they are terrorists, they are this, that we can't declare them, we can't bomb them. But now at January, election is when they give you. But look at looting dimension. The looting dimension. Borrow the money, tell the boys to kidnap more people, seek for the ransom, we pay it to them. Are you getting the dimension of the looting? This is why that is like they have been told that Nigeria will end soon.
Nigeria will break.
But like our brother, our uncle Shege, our Rajebu.
Agba Shege. That is Obankparo. They are the ones who are still begging for the Nigeria. If you study what is happening now, he is the one begging for Nigeria, not Fulani anymore. Because I don't know what is playing in his mind. That man must be having psycho syndrome. Let me call it psycho syndrome. The guy is suffering from is paranoid because he has looted so much, accumulated so much that he feels that when Nigeria breaks, he won't have control over it. No, he's going to have to lose some.
That's why he's begging. Brother, Obasanjo is the most richest African man. If you don't believe it, take it to the bank this night. Bakassi Peninsula that he hand over to Cameroon. If Obasanjo decides not to make anything from Nigeria, his generation after him will never fall. Do you think he willingly hand over that Bakassi Peninsula just like that to Cameroon? The guy is taking his own back. It's not heartless. The guy do a business. He did a big deal with France and get something. The same thing, the same playbook is what Buhari played with French, Macron. That is why Macron is not talking. Do you know what they did? He went to Macron. Every time they talk, when they ask Buhari, what are you going to do with all these Fulani who are terrorizing people? What did Macron say? Buhari looked to the other side. Macron answered, are you seeing the game? Now, to tell you, because to France, they see Fulani as an instrument to help them carry on the atrocity along the Sahel borders and all those stuff to come into Chad, to Chad, Niger, so that they can move in their army in order to continue to excavate is it laterite or whatever they call it, the raw material to produce mobile phone. You understand?
I'm with you.
Fulani, business Fulani, believe that, okay, we'll go and grab the land so you can do this. Not knowing that they are just setting them up against their black brother. I told you, Buhari is the last ship, last boat of Fulani. After Buhari, Fulani will be wiped out in Africa. Mark my word. Because they are committed so much atrocity that no African country will harbor them anymore. Now, down to our uncles. Our uncles in Yoruba who believe, and all those Facebook herdsmen.
Social media bandits. Facebook herdsmen.
Social media bandits. Yes. Who have no hope in life, who are useless. Brother, study the history. Let me bring you to their book. The book they study, the Quran and the Bible. Let's derive some wisdom from them. When Muhammad was alive, do you want to tell me there was no noble man? When a Bible or Quran recorded somebody as a noble, it means it's a PhD holder. Presently. That's why they call them noble. It means an advanced somebody who learns.
Who is advanced in knowledge.
Who in knowledge. Can you count how many of them who are there that time? And common Muhammad came and overtook all their glory. And some of them, they don't even record them. That's what will happen to all these social media bandits. During the 1992, 93, 94, before Abacha took over, do you know we have some boys who are working for Babangida?
That's right.
Like all these our brothers are doing on Facebook today. Where are they today? During the Abacha, do you forget all those rallies, the students who are protesting in support of Abacha? Where are they today? Some of them are still there. Some of them are still hanging around in Akwa Ibom and all those stuff. Now, your uncle did interview yesterday. Uncle Dele said he can still be a president. Maybe they are promising him again. And also for manage aviation all this one they are doing.
So,
he will not end
you know, sometimes you see, even the Buhari guys don't like him. I don't know why Dele Momodu does that. I don't know why Chief Dele Momodu actually does that all the time. Okay, they call him Alagbafo.
No.
He's already promoting Tinubu. He's already promoting Tinubu, like as a Yoruba man, you know, and he has a right to promote him, you know, to support whoever he supports. All right, but people are just pretty much like, why is he always like that,
brother? No. Let me ask you a question. Why do you think I always call on your program?
Because you are JJ, our in-house.
No. Because no. It's not because of me. Because I've seen the quality, the pedigree, the integrity, the dignity that dignify human being in you.
Oh, me.
Yes.
That's so kind of you. That's how kind works. Thank you.
Brother, let me it takes a man of dignity to understand the inner being of the wisdom. Dele Momodu is just like a Inubo, Ateguluma Gilo. He need food. He needed food. That's why he's promoting. Today you see him at a video uncle. Tomorrow you see him in all these people, let them reason beyond themselves. There is nothing better than Yoruba issue. Tinubu might be bad today. As Awolowo said, your worst enemy can still become your best friend.
That's right.
Let them think twice. Come back to Yoruba. Let us fight for Yoruba. Because the hope, the future, the advance of everything you want lies in Yoruba. Nigeria is a lubo. Come 100 years, it will still collapse. Because as long as I'm still breathing, I will always sing it to my children that if you have opportunity, break Nigeria. So automatically the idea I will planted it in my children before I go.
I would do same. I'm already doing that anyway.
And I believe I won't die. I will witness Yoruba become nation.
I share.
JJ. Our brothers in Brazil, they are waiting for us in Ballad to play so that they can bring the glory
nation back to life.
Back to Yoruba land.
God bless you. Thank you. JJ, it's another brilliant one from you there. I love it. So thank you so much for your time again. All right, JJ, have a good one. JJ, that's a very good one, honestly. I could listen to him all day or all night. So yeah, the line is still open, by the way, for everyone who might want to add their voice to this conversation. But you, that is still, every one of you still watching, check if you have actually liked that video. If you have over 1,000 people, we have over 1,000 people right now on YouTube. Thank you to all of you. But take a moment and just go on there and like that video. Make your presence count. Would you do that for me? Sure, go on. Get on with that. So yeah, the line is still very much open, like I said, but I'm going to start taking the call back again in a moment. So yeah, you can take a minute and subscribe, like, share if you haven't, before we continue. See? Very, very easy and straightforward there. So thank you so much, everyone, for the time you have spent with me so far. I got a call earlier and it dropped. All right. So if you are still trying to call in, the line is still very much there. But we're going to round up in the next, let's see. We're going to be rounding up in the next 10 minutes max. So I'll take this call as my last call, okay, before I call it a night. And I'm going to see you some other time, by the way. Hello.
Hello, Baba.
Oh,
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, my brother. How are you? Yima.
I'm fine. Yes, sir.
Yima, good do. Happy New Year,
yes,
bro.
Sir.
How is the Yima?
Baba, happy. He's doing fine. He's doing fine.
It's doing fine. That's class. So you want to be part of this tonight, and I'm so happy you made it because, we're almost rounding up. Yima.
I know.
Fire.
I am not a preacher of peace.
I know.
I am also not a preacher of war, but I am a preacher of fact, reality.
That's right.
Baba, as Kweki go say, before people go understand, say, trouble don't enter house.
Don't read.
200 people dying, and it is just like that. 30 people dying, and it is just like that. There's no humanity in that place. This is just the beginning of the year. This year never reached 1 week, if I'm not wrong.
I mean, they killed them like 2 days ago, then yesterday.
Yes, yeah. All the bad boos. Even now they go understand, say trouble dig ground. Buhari is not going to let up. You hear the interview, you hear what he was saying. They were asking you about economy, you're telling people to go to the farm. Who is waiting for you in the farm? You think it's your yam? You think it's your goat? You think it's your cassava? Herdsmen, they wait for you for there now. So the whole thing is just going to go down drain this year. And I see now Netflix, I watch. Nigerian show, Netflix. Nigeria, Netflix, now they watch.
Nigeria, Netflix. There's nothing that ever gets stale. It's just that you talk about insecurity today, you talk about the victims of today. Tomorrow, you're going to talk about insecurity and you're going to talk about tomorrow's victims. And it's like that every day.
It's over and over. Now, so it be. I've told myself that this year I am not going to give myself no mental health issues.
I honestly, Yima, I said I'm going to tell my friends and said, listen, I am making it easier on you. When I talk to my friends here, it is just to make you understand the complexity of Nigeria madness. It is not for you to carry it on your head. Value your mental health. Nigeria, thinking about Nigeria can make you get so depressed and affect even your own living here, abroad, or wherever you are, okay? So if you watch Maiyegun, use it to digest. And once you go to bed, maybe you should just think about what Maiyegun says is possible to be done, not that problem. It's so depressing, Yuma. It can run you mad.
Baba, it is surreal. It is just surreal. And people still wake up every morning and live in the same conditions, expecting change to happen without them even raising dust. So the whole thing just looks like a show to me. I just sit down and just look at them. Nothing surprises me that comes out from that country again. Anymore. If they see they kill 1,000 yesterday or tomorrow or in the future, I'll just be looking and saying, you guys are the ones in the shithole. You guys are the ones getting killed. You guys are the ones getting kidnapped. You guys are the one who don't have a currency. You don't have a country. You don't have anything. So what is your existence? What is the meaning of your existence as a Nigerian? Can somebody answer that? You can't go outside of your country without people looking at you like either you're a 419, a kidnapper, a rapist. You have to start defending yourself. They ask you who you are. You mostly say you are a Nigerian. Yeah. Meanwhile, you are a Yoruba man. You are a Hausa man. What is Nigeria? You're dead. If they don't want to listen, Maiyegun Baba, I'm taking vegetable soup.
You just made me salivate right now because I prepared my catfish as well. But yes, Yima, we chose to remind them that yesterday's survivors are today's victims, and today's survivors are going to be tomorrow's victims. And when tomorrow becomes today, it's the same cycle all day. So don't wait to become a victim before you speak out. But I know some of our people, until they become one or they witness it close by, they will likely never believe. But like Nigeria Netflix, you called it. I'm going to make something like that.
I will tell you, Baba.
So
This life, I can't keep myself.
Watch.
I can't keep myself now. I'll just be looking at them.
No. And we hope that those who are becoming victims of these barbarous killers and their protectors and all of them, they are not going to die in vain, especially those ones that are also being killed by the Nigerian government and the rest of them, because there's so much crime, right? And that's why we call Nigeria a crime scene. Nigeria should have been like a lockdown. From block to block,
that is where the bad bulls will come out. That is where the bad bulls
research. Yeah, check.
That is where the bad bulls will crow, Baba. Now the bad bulls we they wait for. Yeah. Me, I don't fold my hand and wait them. Now until you guys fight these guys, there's no mistake. You can't go back on you have to fight these guys to get your peace and sanity in that place, or else you'll be taken out like chickens one by one. Theophilus Danjuma said it. Nnamdi Kanu said it. Chief Sunday Igboho said it. Late Dr. Milafi Obadaya said it.
That's right.
But people don't have ears that they are not listening.
Thank you so much for coming on tonight. Tonight. First time we'll be talking we'll be speaking together in 2022. I'm glad you made it.
Thank you, Baba.
So I'll see more of you. Thank you so much, Yima. That's a good one there from a veteran on Maiyegun's Diary Political, Yima. Good do. So this is where we're going to draw the curtains, okay? It's late and then it's bedtime, okay? There's something I wanted to talk about, yeah? But I kind of missed it on other serious conversation we've had there so far, okay? How many of you have been hearing about Mommy Gio? You see that woman that... It is telling those who are going to go to hellfire. If you are a tall, handsome, young man wearing long trousers and all of that, you are going to hell. If you have a mobile phone, you are going to hell. If you are a beautiful woman who uses makeup and the rest, you are going to hell. If you do 3 psalms, you are going to hell. If you do 2 psalms, you are going to hell. If you are a footballer, you are going to hell. If you're a football fan, you are going to hell. You see, that woman is trending right now. Some people are now saying, oh boy, this woman get mental problem. All of you are laughing. You shouldn't be laughing. It's a mental problem and the rest of that. And I'm like, okay, I believe you. When I was growing up, I grew up with people who were going to some certain churches then that said, you cannot use television. You cannot use air conditioner. You cannot use this. You cannot use that. You cannot eat this. You cannot eat that. Because it was sin. Because you go to hell. You cannot wear fine clothes. You cannot wear earrings. You cannot do this. All those things. Ridiculous stuff. So I'm just trying to tell you the ones that are pretty much like describable. There are many worse things. So nobody, then they said it's because it makes them more holy. Today, somebody said if you be this, if you do that, if you are going to have fire. Yeah, and the people who actually grew up at Mountain on Fire, Deeper Life and all those. When I was growing up, yeah, you will see people, you will know that this one is a deeper life. Somebody who is like bubbly and all of that, so a moment they will change. You say, this one MFM, this one deeper life. I'm not trying to attack you. I'm just saying some of those doctrines that you accepted then, there are some people people like me, when I was growing up, I was just like, what's in they worry these people? Why are they like that? They say, now SEO, this one are deep. You know what I mean? Some of them, they will sound so mad to you right now if they ask you now that you shouldn't touch your phone. You shouldn't go to YouTube. You should not open Facebook. You should not do this. All those things, You just be like, to hell. Because even your church, you did Facebook. Your pastor get Facebook page verified. Everybody did everywhere. Plasma TV everywhere. Your church gets, back then, they were sins. You see what's in this woman they talk. If all of you consider that the woman don't get shoko, now so religion be for some people. Some people are like, religion makes you so stupid. If you look at some people, some religious people in Nigeria and the doctrines they preach and what they believe, and you see people there sitting down, listening to the preaching of the woman of God, Mama Gio. I can live on like that. Before I offended the anointed, I'm not in the spirit to go into offending anyone this evening. Okay, so I'll leave it at that. I'm just trying to call your attention to that. Some of you are saying she's this or that. Do you remember your childhood when you were growing up? Do you remember some of those doctrines that people actually believe? Some of you actually lived that growing up until you are like, oh boy, if I perish, I perish. Open that star bottle for me. Open them. Issue. Say issue. Yeah, open them. You get St. Maurice. Say, yeah, we get St. Maurice. Oh, yeah, give me Aspen. Yeah, we do. White London. Adam. Oh, yeah, bring the pepper soup. Who be that girl? Where did that side? She there, they do run. Say, hey, okay. Right. Tell her, say, make it, she can't sit down with us. All those things. You later, for some times of your life, you knew that if you try them, now hellfire straight. So if you see religion for Nigeria, you understand what I'm talking about. So if you think say she's mad, go and check some of those decisions of your pastors. Go and check some of those, those doctrines of your different men of God. Anyway, thank you so much for your time. For those who called in, for those who contributed on social, on Facebook and there commented. Thank you so much for everyone. So if you're just joining me, right? It would be great if you watch this broadcast from the beginning. It's lovely by that. And thank you for your time. You should all have a good evening. Good night.
Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Maiyegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Lórí Facebook. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Lórí YouTube. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Ijó ìgbádìyẹ. Maiyegun máa bí. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé.
pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o.
Maiyegun mami.
Àní ẹ̀sùn rájì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Bí gómìnà kówó jẹ.
Maiyegun mami.
Àní ẹ̀sùn rájì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Ọlọ́pàá tí ń darí bá.
Maiyegun mami.
Àní ẹ̀sùn rájì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o.
Maiyegun mami.
Àní ẹ̀sùn rájì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Òkúra olóṣèlú.
Maiyegun mami.
Àní ẹ̀sùn rájì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rájì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn rájì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rájì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rájì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o.
Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rájì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rájì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o, Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀, Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Oníkanṣá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o.
Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rájì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rájì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Ha! Kì máa yí ṣe eré, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe. Kì máa yí ṣe eré, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe fẹ̀. Ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o, ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣà ìtú wọn síta.
Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rájì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rájì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Tẹnitẹni ọmọ Maiyegun ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́run sọ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù. Lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù. Bọ́tà ń lé ibo níṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣe.